The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen. Brought to you by Medines Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medines. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everyone, I'm Lee Burkeen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. Hope everybody's having a great week. We've got a great show. McDonough 35 is our guest today. We've got our head coach from McDonough 35, Frank Daggs, who's been around football for a long time, and we've got two of his top football players for this coming season at McDonough 35 that you're going to have a chance to meet, two young men with great futures, and we'll be right back. And also check out, we're going to have another show that we tape later today for the rest of this week, but we'll be right back with more McDonough 35 High School.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Medines Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host. McDonough 35 is the whole TV show today. Later in the show, we'll have head coach Frank Daggs will join us, who's been around a long time at McDonough 35 High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. Our first guest is one of his top players, one of his biggest leaders, one of two players that we're going to introduce today, Santana Price. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
This is your first TV interview, I think, huh?
Yeah, kind of nervous.
You okay? You going to be fine? But not as nervous as game day, right? How do you feel come game day? Are you nervous before kickoff?
Before game day, well, during game day, I am always nervous. I be nervous up until that point where as soon as we about to hit the field, I'm like, everything got to go. Just got to lock in.
Hyped up?
Yeah.
Thinking about everything?
Yeah. I really run a simulation through my head of how I want things to go.
Tell everybody about the position you play. It's an important one.
So I play QB, and I get everything just bears on my shoulders. Like everything puts on my shoulders because they expect me to lead them to a victory. Sometimes it's hard, but sometimes you just got to manage it.
Yeah. What is it like playing for Coach Frank Daggs, who's been there forever? He was an assistant coach many years, now the head coach.
Yeah. What I'm going to say is that Coach Daggs helped the team a lot. He keeps us in check. Like some people came without discipline, but then they learned how to listen to discipline. Like Coach Daggs just keeps everything in check, in line, and helps us.
And what I also like about Coach Daggs is that he's going to put his guys in position for the team to win. Yeah. And you might play another position in college, but he might need you at QB.
Right.
But you might be a receiver in college or a corner or whatever. You could be a running back in college playing quarterback. What is that like playing, knowing that y'all have so many different pieces, and a lot of guys have to play both ways at times?
Yeah. I know last year I had to play both ways. I had to play QB, and I had to punt the ball, and I'm still holding the ball for the kicker.
You're punting too?
Nah, not this year.
Not this year, okay.
We good on them.
That's tough, man, isn't it? Long snapper's got to be right with the handle.
Yeah.
You got to get that ball off quick. Were you a hang time punter or a distance punter?
I don't really.
Or just tried to get it?
I say distance. I try to get as much distance as possible.
That's pressure, man.
Yeah.
You ever had one where almost blocked and you took off and got the first down?
No, that wasn't me. It happened last year, but it wasn't me.
You got the right guys coming after you, can do it, huh? But
yeah.
You can run. I mean, you're a 4.5 guy or better. I mean, there's a lot of speed at McDonough 35, and I know y'all's track program is always very strong.
Always.
Talk about the track program, because I know a lot of the guys on the team, you're representing a lot of guys today that aren't here today, but half of the team has a chance to be all district on the track team. What is it like being on the football team with these guys?
So it's like just if they need to run how do I say this?
It's okay.
It's just good having faster players.
Playmakers.
Have playmakers. Have fast players that other people might not be able to check. Like they transfer their track speed to the football speed.
And they play football too.
Yeah.
Y'all got 3 or 4 guys. Who would you say is the fastest guy on the team?
Well, we all know.
I know this is going to cause some competition here. But
Number 5 himself, Tyrus Morris.
he can fly.
Yes, he's the fastest player, and one of the fastest players in New Orleans.
See, Frank last year let me go and huddle and watch some games. Last year, once the season was over.
Yeah.
And I watched you play and Morris, and I watched your Big D and Alex that's coming on. I watched the guys that did sign. I mean, y'all got some guys that can fly. So how do you know? I mean, anybody can make a big play on offense, right?
Right.
And y'all got some young backs that are going to be coming up. What do you think of the running backs coming up?
The running backs, they pretty straight. They be doing their job. They go through they make their right reads to go through the right holes, and they like precise with their cuts. What I would say, just maintain, stay low.
Yeah.
Don't let them get the best of you, and just keep running your feet.
And what a lot of people don't understand, you do, Coach Daggs does, Alex will when he comes on, but the schedule that McDonough plays is incredibly tough. I mean, y'all got St. Aug week 1.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's no going around, how tough it is.
Right.
And, I mean, they're fast and they're big. And then, y'all got a McMain not long after that. And y'all got South Terrebonne, like Coach was talking about, week 3, which is a tough team out of Houma. And every team that y'all play in New Orleans is loaded with talent. So, I mean, there's no breaks for the guys. And that makes you a tough kid, right? I mean, you got to be tough.
Got to be tough.
What do you think? Who do you enjoy suiting up against most every year? Because this is several games. Is there one team that sticks out for you?
This is my first time playing St. Aug.
Get hyped up a little more for the Purple Knights?
Yeah. But a team that I'm really excited to play again is Carver.
Carver's got some good players.
Because Carver, it's just like a tradition with them, the Wayne Reese Classic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's always a hype every year.
They got a big-time receiver coming back.
Oh, we not worried about him.
No? He's 6'3", 210, can run. Y'all got him? Alex and you going to keep him in check?
That's good. Height don't matter. It's all about the heart.
And y'all good against spread teams because y'all have the speed. You go against speed every day.
Right.
So nothing's going to stick out. What about recruiting for you? What would you like to see if you could make the decision? Like if you had choices and say, all right, I want to go here, I want to go here, where would be your dream schools if you had 2?
My dream school since I was little, number 1 is Ohio State.
The Buckeyes.
Yeah, the Buckeyes.
A little cold weather, but I've always liked them, by the way. I like how they still use the patches on their helmet.
Yeah. We trying to get them, supposed to be getting them this week.
The little Buckeye deals on the helmet. Yeah, y'all do that on y'all's helmets too.
I mean, we supposed to. We ain't get them yet.
Well, I mean, coach is working. Yeah. But favorite Buckeye player before we go, and then I got another question for you. They've had some good ones at quarterback. Terrell Pryor, Barrett. I mean, the guy this year is going to be really good.
Well, I ain't going to lie. I don't watch too much football, but when I did, Justin Fields was like, he's
coming on with the Bears. This is his year, huh?
Yeah.
Second year. He got a chance to be the guy. Shout out to anybody in your family, anybody you want to recognize for helping you along the way?
Yeah, one thing, my dad just keep pushing me because at one point I really wanted to stop playing sports, but then he just kept pushing me more to just show the world my talent. And my mom, she always supported me in school and at football because you can't just have someone trying to support you in one sport, but you can't support them academically because you need both to succeed in life. That's
right. You got to have strong parents that stay on you, right?
Right.
And then Frank can stay on you in the PM at practice. A great coach. Oh, real quick before we go, Florida State LSU. Who you think wins in New Orleans?
LSU.
This coming Sunday.
I think Florida State gonna win.
All right. UMass Tulane.
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 I know some people that play.
They got to win that game because, I mean, then you got to play SMU and all these other great teams. Good luck to you, Santana.
Thank you.
Great big-time sleeper recruit, quarterback, does it all. Great athlete, and we're going to come back with his teammate, Alex Sumler, who he's a big-time defensive end, linebacker, whatever you want to call him. He can rush the pass or play the run. We've got Alex coming up, and then Frank Daggs is going to join us at the remaining segments. We'll be right back.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom-tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Hi, everyone. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Burkeen. We've got McDonough 35 on today. You just met Santana, the quarterback, who brings a lot to the table for McDonough 35. We're about to introduce the defensive end, Alex Sumler, who's a big-time pass rusher in New Orleans, very underrated. I want to mention before we talk to Alex that our preview magazine came in this week. If you ordered one, we're mailing them out. Anybody that ordered them way back, but this is the North issue, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And this is the South issue. And be sure if you're a mom or dad and you're at any school in the state watching this, go to lafootballmagazine.com and you can order a magazine. This is the first year that we're not in stores. It's just on the site. We do mail every copy to the head coach. I mean, the budget we have, we send all 300 and something coaches a copy. But any parents, go to the site. And also we want to thank the Marriott Hotel on College Drive, what they do for us. And also Superior Grill in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, soon to be Lafayette, Superior Grill Mexican restaurant. I want to go ahead and introduce Alex Sumler. Thank you for joining us, man.
Happy to be here.
The ride from New Orleans, man, waking up early, huh?
Yep.
What's the earliest that Frank has you waking up for football stuff?
Earliest we woke up was probably 5 o'clock. We had to be at the school for 6.
Whoa.
Practice.
What was that like?
It wasn't bad because it wasn't a big group because the COVID year.
Okay. Make sure you get you some orange juice or some breakfast, huh, before you go out there. What's it like playing for Frank? I asked you quarterback, but what do you think? I mean, you're an intense guy. Frank is serious about the football. What do y'all have a lot in common when it comes to that? Because you're a tough guy on the defense.
Yeah, because I had to be in a position to be a leader. So I see what Coach Daggs go through when he got to try to
does it all.
make the kids listen and all that. Yeah.
Alex, you're a 3-year starter this coming year, which is not easy to do at McDonough. I mean, there's a lot of 1-year, 2-year guys. But what's that like when you were a sophomore having to go in there and start in a tough district, man? I mean, playing St. Aug and these other schools. But what was that like for you as a sophomore?
It was hard when I was a sophomore because I wasn't as big and I didn't have no like muscles or none of that.
Still growing.
Yeah, I was just a little fast. I always been quicker.
Now you're being recruited by a lot of schools, and I know there's going to be more schools come around like they always do the senior year. But who are some of the schools that you've talked to a lot lately? Colleges.
Like lately, talked to Southern Miss and Troy. A lot. I just got an offer from Norfolk State about a month ago.
What do you think of them in Virginia, Norfolk?
Yeah, they pretty good. It's
pretty good program.
School.
What do you have you been to Hattiesburg yet? Southern Miss? Have you visited?
Yeah.
What do you think of their campus?
They have a good campus. They got some new buildings. When I went there, they was building new buildings. It was nice. The
home of Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
And great players they've had. Michael Jackson from Kentwood years ago before you were born. Who would you like an offer from? You know, they keep coming in all year, but is there one that you say, hey, man, I wish that school would offer me?
Yeah, Ohio State.
You're a Buckeye too?
Yeah.
What is it with Buckeyes going on at McDonough 35? I thought it'd be Florida Gators, LSU, A&M. What is it about Ohio State?
I just like the defensive line, like the defensive linemen that come from there was successful in the NFL, like Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Chase Young.
Big time players. What do you think of your game? I mean, you're quick. You got quick twitch in the hips. Mm-hmm. You can play the run. I mean, 6'2" and some change. What, 225, 230?
I'm 240 now.
You 240 right now? Carrying it well, man. I know you run. You can even run 4.65. I mean, yeah. You're pretty fast for a guy your size. What do you think you need to work on when you're done with high school?
I just got to get bigger. Like, not really the size for a D lineman right now. Probably about a linebacker size.
You think you could switch to a Mike linebacker, come off the line in college?
Yeah, if I practice it.
Because you can run.
Anything.
You can run. You could probably go back down to 230 and be a true linebacker. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm wondering when you go to college. Are they going to bulk you up or put you at a linebacker spot? But at a buck linebacker spot, you're only about 10 pounds off.
Yeah.
About 250. But when you bench a lot, you benching 280, 275, you told me. What are you squatting in the weight room? I know power comes lower body.
I squat like 475.
475? You almost hit 500. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I tried 500 almost. I failed though.
That's not bad for 240 though. There's some 300-pound linemen not doing that, right? Mm-hmm. Who do you like to play against the most, Alex? I know there's a lot of tough games. I asked Santana this in schools, high school.
I like playing Culver too because I want to win our trophy back for Coach Reese.
For district, yeah.
And this year, looking forward to Eastern game and all game too because they got probably the best O-lineman we're going to play this year.
Warren Easton's always got some big-time linemen. I mean, they got a center at Georgia that's starting. They got a guy that just signed this year with Purdue. And then they got another center. I mean, so, yeah, you got to go against those guys. So, in your opinion, you play DN, you come off the edge. Who do you like to go up against the most, the tackles or when you got to go back inside those guards and centers? Or does it matter?
I like playing in more, but I play D-tackle so much that it's, like, easier for me to play that. But I could go outside if I need to.
I want to mention this about Alex. He's got a chance to have 30 career sacks, which is not bad at all. And you had almost 10 sacks last year. You had several rushes. I mean, you're one of the top pass rushers, I think, in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, the quarterback like to throw the ball as soon as I get to him. He never hold it. They just throw it.
You're going to make him adjust, huh?
Yeah, like last game, they ran trips. Every time I get back there, he throw the bubble.
But you also can contain and guard the outside passes with the slot guys. Mm-hmm. That's impressive to me about you, is that you can actually come out of the pass rush and make a tackle outside.
Yeah, I caught a pick last year.
What was that like for you?
I didn't know. When I caught it.
When you caught it, you were just
I just ran. I was like,
Did you score on that one?
No.
Who caught you?
A tackle. But he was like, when I caught it, he was like right next to me. So he just jumped on my back.
He didn't have to run. Nah. When a guy that big catches you, I mean, it's kind of hard to get away from.
I can't run with you on my back. Me and you the same size.
Well, man, I hope you get a pick six against St. Aug, and that's the first week. And I know that's a game for you, highlight tape-wise, to go against those guys where you can show the colleges, hey, you're one of the top recruits in the country, and I really think you are. And last question, a shout-out to anybody in your family, anybody you want to mention?
I want to give a shout-out to my mom. Like, me and my mom been doing this for, like, when I started playing football, it was just me and her, still me and my mom.
She's been with you from the beginning.
Yeah.
She's a cheerleader at the games?
Oh, my God.
Big time?
She run up and down the stands. I scored.
You can hear her when
yes.
Yeah, but you need that, man. I mean, the school needs that. That's good stuff, though. Doesn't that pump you up, hearing your mom, like, yelling for you, yelling your name out? I mean, there's nothing like high school football, huh?
Yes, sir.
Here's a guy that all the big-time schools are going to recruit and offer at the end. And next, we're going to have head coach Frank Daggs join us from McDonough 35. We're going to talk a lot about the history of McDonough, and they've had some great DNs come out of the school. Alex is the next one. We'll be right back.
What does a bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the two recruits from McDonough 35, two great kids. Their head coach is a great guy. I've known him for, 25, 26, 27 years. Remember meeting Frank, going to practice, City Park with the late Wayne Reese. I remember Frank helping Wayne put all the equipment in a van. And I actually rode in the van with the late Wayne Reese to the practice field. And Frank was out there, Wayne's son. He's now the head coach, Booker T.
Yep.
Frank, thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having us.
You've been doing this a long time, Frank.
Yeah, year 20 right here.
That's
year
amazing.
20.
2003.
2003, started up.
What made you get into coaching? How did it come
All
about
my
for
life
you?
I played ball. I played football since I was 5 years old, and all the way up till I was 21. And it comes a time when you say, okay, what do you need to do next? So all throughout my life, I worked around good coaches, you know. Coach Crosby at West Jeff, because my mom worked at West Jeff for a long time. So I used to be on the sidelines listening to them, watching them.
Gary James.
Back in the 80s and the 90s. And, you know, Coach Biggins was my high school coach, and Coach Burns was my high school coach. And, you know, we had some good coaches. So all of them influenced me to do what I came to do.
We ain't going to talk about St. Aug much because that's your first game.
No.
You're a graduate of St. Aug.
Yes, I graduated from there in 1996.
And it seems like everybody in coaching went there now in New Orleans. There's like a big tree of St. Aug grads. That's what we'll just talk about the coaching.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And you know all of them.
Yeah, I know some of them, not all.
Yeah.
I know some of them though. Yeah.
You've seen a lot of great guys come and go. I want to mention some greats that have played at McDonough 35.
Okay.
And the one that sticks out to me is Talman Gardner. I thought
Talman
Talman
Gardner
was a freak of nature.
Yes, he was. Talman Gardner, that we call, you know, I remember him as a ninth grader playing the St. Aug 35 game, and he was a ninth grade playing running back at the time. And we was like, man, it's a big old freshman, you know. And then the following year, he played running back and receiver. And I remember we all was friends back then, so it was a good, friendly rivalry, you know.
Signed with Bobby Bowden, played a little bit in the Canadian League, played with the Chiefs, was a starter for the Chiefs before.
No, he played for the Saints. Sylvester Morris played for the Chiefs back. He was the first-round draft pick in 2000 draft from 35.
I thought Talman spent a year with Kansas City. Go to Kansas
City? He went with the Saints. He was with the Saints, and after the Saints, that was it, really. And then he went to Canada after that.
6'1", 210 pounds,
yes.
ran a 4.4.
Yes, fast. And then people don't know he ran a 21.5 on the track in a 200 or less, you know. He was a state meet for the 200 and 100 meter dashes.
Cy Martin, you coached, DN, signed with LSU, went to Missouri, played 6 years of college ball, defensive end, had like 50 sacks for you.
Right. His senior year alone, he had 33.5 sacks. And I always tell people, if you go back and watch his film, because they don't believe me, you go back and watch his high school senior year film, you'll be like, dang, he got 3 sacks a game. Yeah,
Lawrence Taylor.
Right.
I remember watching him for you. He had 5 sacks in a game I watched. And he had 19 hurries in that one game. I mean, unbelievable. And then there was Sylvester Morris.
Yeah, Sylvester Morris,
receiver.
Good guy. He spoke to the kids before the game last year, before we played Abramson, because his brother's the head coach of Abramson now. And he came and talked to the kids and made sure they knew how it was going from Jackson State to Kansas City Chiefs, first round, you know, and stuff like that.
And I want to mention this to you, Delvin Breaux.
Delvin Breaux.
Who had broke his neck, quit football, came back, and now has made a career out of football. He's going in his 10th or 11th season. He's with the BC Lions. I talked to him the other day.
Okay.
he looked me up, and he was like, "Hey, Lee, how's the magazine going?" I'm like, "What you doing?" He said, "I came out of retirement, and I'm with the BC Lions." He said, "I'm going to be on TV tomorrow." He said, "Watch me."
Right.
He looked good.
He's doing good. Hey, I don't think they're throwing his way, but he's doing good out there.
Yeah, they talked him out of retirement.
Yeah, they talked him out, and he's out there having fun again. It's all about having fun while you can.
Never played one down at LSU where he signed.
Right.
Broke his neck, recovered, came back, played for the Saints. We know the story.
Right.
McDonough 35 grad. Him and his brother.
Lionel Bro.
Lionel Bro. Mm-hmm. And they finished because of Katrina at lab.
No, they went to lab for Katrina, and they came back to high school, and they graduated in the 07 class. And one went to Ole Miss, and he went to LSU.
And Lionel ran, what, a 4.4?
Yeah, 4.4.
Unbelievable the talent to come out of New Orleans. And we're just talking about McDonough 35. When we come back, more with Coach Frank Daggs. We're going to talk about his team, the schedule.
Yeah, schedule.
And get his thoughts on the select, non-select, which is still moving parts. Still moving parts. We'll be right back.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Madine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors. Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life.
Welcome back. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Burkeen. Our guest is Frank Daggs, McDonough 35, high school head coach, been there since 2003. Coached a little bit at McMain. Prior to that, went to St. Aug, played at St. Aug, a D-line guru coach. And before we get into schedule, before we get into your team, I think you're the best D-line high school coach in the state.
Thank you.
I really do. I mean, you love it. You love it. You're good at it. You're good at developing kids. Sometimes you got 5'10", 230-pound linemen. Sometimes you got 6'3" guys, but you guys always produce. They always find a way to make it happen.
You find a way. I love defensive line. I love the small things about it. You know, and I sit and watch all the guys now. They do all these pass rushing techniques and all this good stuff, and I'm like, man, add that with the fundamentals. Hey, sky's the limit. You know.
I want to ask you this, just for jokes. And we talked about it off the air a few times. You're a big component of going to national coaches conventions. Or at least we all were before COVID. And to explain what that is, Frank knows, but the National College Coaches Convention's 1 week of a playland of 10,000 college coaches going looking for jobs and meeting high school coaches and high school coaches wanting to get their players signed.
Right.
And I've been to a few of them. I've seen you at a few. But now the funny part I was wanting to ask is that when you got a big-time recruit, like a national 100 recruit, and you're at the convention, and you don't have a national 100 recruit, we always laugh about how them guys won't leave you alone. And then you have to actually work it when you don't have a big-name recruit.
Yeah, it goes both ways. You know, at the national convention, I love going because I love going, sit in the meetings and see what's going on around the country. And those guys, yes, they are up there trying to politic for a job or just going up there to share knowledge, you know.
Yeah.
I love, like I said, I love the national convention. I think this year's in Charlotte, this January. And I'm aiming to go out there this year and stuff, you know.
I hated it in the last couple of years. I didn't go because of everything going on, Frank. I know you
I
probably
didn't go last year because that's when the spike happened again.
Yeah.
And it was in San Antonio. I had everything planned. I had the hotel, everything, flight. But I stayed back because I said I'm not going. The numbers has, risen again.
If you're a high school coach and you don't go, you're missing out, especially for your team.
Every high school coach needs to go, especially to go see what goes on out there, network with guys, and like a little professional development, shall I say.
Where can you go hang out with 40 college coaches at any given minute and talk to 40 of them in a group for an hour or two?
Definitely. You're right.
And in the workshops, like you said, become a better coach. Go in these workshops because they have guys like Steve Spurrier speaking in them. You have a SID who's been around 35, 40 years saying how the SIDs work.
Yes.
You'll have, they'll explain how operations work. They got operations meetings.
Yep. They have
Anything you want.
Everything you want out there. Plus they have exhibits so you go find
equipment.
The new equipment that's coming out.
Got to go. I've been to about 7. I know you've been to many of them. How many do you think you've been to, Frank?
At least 14.
Wow.
I know I didn't go to when it was in Indy, and I didn't go when it was in LA back in the days. I know that.
I want to share this before we take a break, but I remember, I don't drink coffee, but I remember there was a coffee machine outside the convention, you know, the bars are out there,
Right.
the little trees and the atriums or wherever it's being held. And this guy was getting coffee, and I said, man, that looks like Ty Detmer. He used to be the Heisman Trophy winner from Brigham Young.
Right.
Well, I didn't know Ty was a college coach. This is probably 12 years ago. This is in Louisville, Kentucky.
Right. Okay.
And I tapped him and said, Coach, and I had my football magazine shirt on, Louisiana. I said, are you Ty Detmer? He said, I'm Ty Detmer, the Heisman Trophy winner from Brigham Young. I said,
Right.
Coach, you were one of my idols growing up.
Yep.
I said, because you were 5'11", 170 pounds, soaking wet, and threw for 5,000 yards in a season. He said, yeah. And he was just real quiet, you know, not outgoing, not braggish. And he said, were you from Louisiana? He said, I've never been to Louisiana. I said, you never recruited Louisiana? He said, no, I don't ever have to. He said, I'm just recruiting the West Coast.
Right.
And we started talking ball. We started talking about offenses and how he learned it. But he was from San Antonio, Texas, growing up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which I didn't know.
I didn't know.
And but stuff like that, where are you going to meet guys like that, right?
Right.
Coach?
You're right. You have so many people you run into and meet and build relationships with, and that's a good thing, you know?
We're going to take a break. We got a couple of segments left. We're going to talk about Frank's team. McDonough 35, I'm going to ask him about what the meaning of the mascot is and give his best explanation. The Ron Eagles, right? We'll be right back.
Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure, again, to get your magazine. Coach got his in the mail. Go to lafootballmagazine.com. It's our 26th year. We're doing them on the site only, mostly this year because of COVID and trying to mail them out, try to get them to stores right now. It's best for us to get them on the site for North and South. You can do a digital copy as well. Coach Daggs joins us from McDonough 35. Coach, let's talk about your schedule. You told me St. Aug is week 1 on a Saturday.
Yes, Saturday, 6 o'clock, Ted Gormley Stadium. We play St. Augustine High School.
Probably 15,000 fans.
I hope so.
Big rival game.
Yes, it is. You know, it's good. We haven't played since 2019 because, you know, 2020 was COVID and 21 was Ida. So it's the first time I think everybody on each team ever played each other, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
And this is your first time against a new coach, Foster.
Right,
at St. Aug. He's an Edna Carr grad.
Yes.
Right?
Been knowing him since 2003 when he was at Edna Carr playing for Coach Jalute.
And then before that, Don Watney, old Coach Watney.
Right.
Coach, talk about week 2. Pretty tough
South
game.
Terrebonne. We go to South Terrebonne week 2 on the road. I know they have a tough team. From the scores I've seen in the paper, internet, should I say now. Then we play McMain and West Jeff back-to-back, 3 and 4, both home games at Pan American Stadium. And we come back for week 5 and go to Salmon. Another tough team. Seen they beat, on the scores, I seen they beat Covington the other day in the Jamboree, if I'm not mistaken.
Their linebacker, Casnab's good.
Oh, really?
Big-time player.
Okay, cool.
6'1", 220.
All right, that's good.
Running back, linebacker. And then you got Douglas on the schedule?
We have actually after that we have Abramson, Kentwood. We go to Kentwood, and then we come back and play Culver, Douglas, and Warren Easton. So I think we have a good schedule, good district schedule. Non-district going to be able to prepare us for the district, and I think our kids should be ready.
Kentwood had all freshmen and sophomores last year.
Yeah, that's good.
So now you're playing them at the peak time.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because you see, like I was telling you earlier, that you have to have this good schedule to have good power ratings to see where we may land at for the playoffs. Because as of right now, everything's still up in the air for another couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on, but select, non-select. Where we gonna go? How many gonna go?
Isn't that crazy? We're in September.
Well, playoffs don't start until November anyway, so you have time. As long as we go out, execute, and win the games, we all right.
Speaking of Kentwood, Trey Palmer had 8 catches for Nebraska the other day, and they lost to Northwestern.
Really? Okay.
Week 1 in college football.
Okay.
Nebraska. Remember when Nebraska was dominant?
Yes. When it was, I think 2 weeks ago, I had mentioned about Tommy Frazier and Lawrence Phillips and how Nebraska used to win with the run and the defense, the black shirts and stuff back in the late 90s. Yeah.
Dean Steinkuhler, Dave Remington, Irvin Fryer, Tom Rathman.
Right.
I mean, they had all the top guys back in the day.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm glad Trey Palmer had a good game out there. That's good for him, and I know Coach Joseph that coaches them, and Coach Applewhite is up there also, so I think that's good.
Applewhite's been in a lot of your games. I've seen him on the sideline. Was at Colorado State, ULM of Monroe. He's got family connections in New Orleans.
Yes,
I think his mama lives there.
Yeah, so we have relatives in New Orleans, so every time he come down, he always give a call, just say in town for a day and get out of there.
Not bad for a guy from the state of Washington coming down to New Orleans.
Right.
We're going to take a break. We got one more segment with Coach Daggs. We're going to talk about his team. You met 2 of the players today, but he's got some other kids to talk about. He's got a ton of players coming back that have to step up, and they got the ability to make the team great. We'll be right back.
All right.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Madine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Welcome back. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. Our guest, Frank Daggs, head coach, McDonough 35. I'm Lee Burkeen. The preview issue, we won't get it all on the show today, but a lot of the stuff, we got a big write-up in McDonough 35 in the preview. And there's a lot of kids that played last year, got their feet wet, as they say.
Right.
A lot of young guys that had to play, and now the fruits of the labor could be this year, huh, Coach?
Yes, sir. This is our first time having 4 classifications in our school since 2018. So, and these guys here came through the ranks because we never seen a class last year. So they're able to go play and gain experience. I'm looking forward to a lot of guys stepping up as seniors and juniors to produce this year.
We had your DN on today, Sumler. We had your quarterback on, Santana.
Right.
But you got a lot of other guys. Mention some of your other guys on offense. You got a lot of young skill guys and some young linemen.
Well, I have linemen that's seniors also. I have Wendell White, I have David Fisher, and also Joshua Dukes and Tony Tillers are all seniors up front. Roosevelt Millette at running back, Ryan Waters, and also for receivers we have Tyrus Morris, Travis Jordan, Derek Patterson. They're all going to have to contribute.
A lot of them can fly. They're a lot of speed.
Yeah, a lot
and
of them
Molette's a sleeper running back this year for you.
Yeah, a lot of them spend some time on the track, and if they're not running the track, they're still running, doing something,
Now, D-line, your passion as a head coach.
A defensive line, like you met Alex earlier, he has a lot to live up to and play every play to make, because he's the only senior up front. You have, Peyton McFarland, that's a junior. And you have Keith Newsom, that's a sophomore. That's good defensive ends that's playing well right now.
Good-looking kids.
Right. And he's playing the other defensive tackle. Corey Ruth is our linebacker. That he's a senior out of that bunch. Him and Augustine, the other linebacker.
Coach Corey has instincts.
Yes, he's good.
He gets around for a guy that he's a tweener.
Yeah,
but he plays like he's 250, 6'2". From watching your film.
But he's a good kid. He's a good kid, good linebacker. He makes the calls and he plays well. And in the defensive backfield, we have Makari Robinson as a safety, Ty Brown as a junior safety, and I have a sophomore cornerback in Jacoby Anderson. Amani Bell is a junior, and they all playing well. Even have a guy that rotates in, Sherrod Gidry, is playing all right also.
You never worry about playing young guys because even going back to the late Wayne Reach, I always played whoever could help the team.
When I first started coaching defensive line, I had 2 seniors and 2 juniors, and I took the 2 seniors off because they wasn't playing. I started a freshman and a sophomore, Derek Dean and Terrence Moore, and they played 4 years for me.
I remember the game 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Y'all were playing at A-Meet. And they had the Heisman Trophy winner at receiver, A-Meet.
Yeah, Devontae Smith. Yes.
But you had
Week
Joe.
9.
But you had Joe covering him. Joe
Fusher and Brad Stewart was out there in the defensive backfield, so he couldn't do much with those guys.
Joe was unbelievable.
Right.
And speaking of Joe at LSU, he left Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him at practice. He's just a playmaker, man. He's just a baller.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of Joe? I mean, I think he's an NFL guy when he leaves LSU.
I thought he was an NFL guy when he left 35, but he had to go to college first. But good kid. I like everything he does. Like he was at Arkansas doing good things. He transferred down to LSU, and hopefully he's gonna help. Put in some work to help them out this year in the defensive backfield. Him and Greg Brooks that came from Arkansas. So I know he's gonna be all right.
I mentioned that game 5 years ago because you know how they say people don't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
They were not gonna believe us, but Joe held him to 2 catches all night.
Mm-hmm.
Joe did, and the quarterback for A-Meet Summit, Kentucky that year, he was like 1 of 15 passing in the first half.
Right, because I remember he had good height, he had good size, and we actually won on the goal line stance. If you remember,
I remember that.
They tried to do a quarterback sneak or whatever, and Joe flew over the pile. No, Brad flew over the pile, and Joe tackled him and pulled him back.
And then Brad played at Florida and did a good job at Florida.
Yeah.
And then Joe had 3 hits in that game.
Mm-hmm.
You could hear the equipment come off the other kid. I mean, it's one of them like rocket shot hits.
Yes.
But he knew where to go, how to get there, and then and look, 3 years started at Arkansas. Now he's starting at LSU, rotating with Sage Ryan.
Okay.
They're gonna play a bunch, but in SEC you got to have a lot of DBs.
You have to. You had to do what you had to do and stay fresh and make plays.
New Orleans talent. I mean, your school, St. Aug, Edna Carr, Warren Easton, Booker T. Washington, Newman, John Curtis, Jesuit. I mean,
they're all over.
Rummel.
They're all over.
Our
city is full with a lot of good athletes and a lot of good coaching. So you can name anybody from anywhere that can make it.
Kennedy.
Yes.
McMahon. All of them got talent.
Yes.
Every school's got talent in New Orleans. And Carver.
Mm-hmm.
You kids love to play Carver.
Yeah, they do. Coach Reese Classic now. So we're going in year 3 of it right now. So
I love the jerseys for Carver, man. The green and the Ram helmet.
Oh, yeah.
But I love 35. I love the way that you put the 35s on the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It's unique. It's just different.
Right.
Coach, what do your team need to do to go deep in the playoffs? I mean, you got a young team.
Stay healthy, stay disciplined, stay focused. That's it.
Any shout out to anybody that you want to mention?
Shout out to everybody, man. Everybody that helps support us. Us as a school, our administration, Spy Nola and everything. Shout out to everybody, and I hope that we continue to have great success.
Whether you go select or non-select.
Don't matter to me.
Good luck
Let's
to
go
you,
have
man.
fun. Let's go have fun and do what we do.
Thank you, Frank.
Appreciate
you, man.
Right.
Frank Daggs, head coach of McDonald 35. I want to thank Alex Sumler, his DN linebacker, and also Santana, his quarterback. He's a big-time sleeper in New Orleans.
Play some good football.
And don't just think quarterback. You can be a receiver, corner. You can be a lot of things he can run. Good kid, smart kid.
Right, good, smart, and could play football.
Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll see everybody really soon. Again, go to our YouTube, subscribe to YouTube. We're trying to grow that so you can get the future shows, and it's free. Or go to Facebook. Pretty soon we'll have an Instagram. You can go to also Podbean or wherever you get your podcast, or our website, lafootballmagazine.com. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Burkeen.